Hello, this is the second part of my getting started on GTA Online video. First off, I'd like to apologise to anyone who bought the 6-car garage that I recommended. There was a couple of houses I said was worth getting. They've now patched it so you can't get into those garages during the final heist, so you don't get to use your Kuruma for delivering the money. If you buy this house instead, you're right next to a place where pre-customised cars spawn. They only spawn between 12 and 4 in the morning, so if you have that as your spawning point when you first come in, just check your clock and see if it's the right time to go looking for it. Otherwise just take your baller out. But the cars that spawn there as pre-customised are basically M3s. I can't remember what they call them in game. But you've got a yellow or a blue one. They're worth about 15,000, so they're worth keeping an eye out for. You've got the pictures of them, and I'll just about to show you how much it is. The third car there is also a pre-customised car, but it's not worth as much. Once you've got a bit of money behind you, you can either become a CEO or the leader of a motorcycle gang, president I think they call him. I would go for the motorcycle gang first. It pays very well and it's damn sight cheaper to start, but also once you've got one going and you can afford it, you can get drugs factories. I would recommend the cocaine one. It can be quite annoying if you've got too many, because they phone you quite regularly saying, you know, you've got to resupply and all that. It's just a lot of hassle, but they do work away in the background. Just keep creating your money. So you just buy the basic version and then upgrade your factory rather than your clubhouse. As you can see, upgrading your factory does end up being over $1 million, nearly 2 million I think it is. But if you do your clubhouse, that becomes 1.6 there, and that's hardly anything done to that one. Your CEO office is so much more, but you will get there eventually to doing that. And just as an extra tip, obviously the stronger you are, the more damage you can take. If you do a mission called peer pressure, when you get there, don't actually go for the meth that you've got to nick. Around there is Muscle Beach. You're probably going to turn up at night, but if you just keep running around, getting into fights with as many people as you can, come 9 o'clock in the morning, the bodybuilders turn up and they'll give you a much better fight. After a while, your strength will go up, but also your endurance, because all are running around trying to find people, and that's really going to help you in your missions. And I say, obviously put it on hard, so when you do get a bit bored of it, just go and finish off the mission, and then you get paid a fair bit. And the more you the more fights you have, the more RP you get at the end of it as well. In the last video I said about buying a Kuruma and buying the Buzzard. I'd still stay with that, as they're both very useful vehicles. But also I'd say, if you buy the dinghy, when you become a CEO, you can spawn in vehicles right next to yourself for free if you own them already. There's a list of which ones you can, but the only ones that are really that useful are the Buzzard and the dinghy. There's also like armoured limousines and with turrets on and things like that, which can be quite a good laugh, but they don't help you that much, because a few rockets, well, a couple of rockets, and they'll be gone. So not that worth it. When you are buying factories, or in the case of if you become a CEO, warehouses, think about location and don't just go for the cheapest one, because you will find, especially on the car export ones, that if you're bought the cheapest one, there'll be a lot of other people who've got the same as you, and they'll just be hanging out knowing you're going there when you've got one, because you show up on the map, and they kill you and take it in there. Or of course on the standard warehouses, they just got to destroy your stuff rather than trying to steal the car off you. Hopefully you found this and part 1 useful, and the statement about buying one of those 2 houses in the first one wasn't too inconvenient for anyone. It was working when I first published, but you know, they do patch these things out, unfortunately. If you do like what you've seen, then please like and subscribe and possibly comment.